What's going on, guys? Adam here. Before the video even starts, before the podcast starts, I'm in the middle of editing it right now, and things get heated. I get a lot of interruptions. I think I got FaceTimed like 4 or 5 times during this episode. For future episodes, I'll be sure to put my shit in airplane mode. But one of them is Kyle, and at that point, I was pissed off that he was continuously FaceTiming me. So we get in a little bit of a fight, which I just want to say right now, there's nothing actually between us. Had been drinking, and we both love each other still. I love you, Kyle. I know that you love me, and I know you're watching this podcast. I decided to keep it in. I was originally going to cut out all of it, but I think it's fucking hilarious. So we're going to keep it in there, but I just wanted to say, don't misconstrue it. There's no beef between Kyle and I. We're still brothers. We still love each other. I'm shaking this video like crazy, but I guess I had drank more than the previous videos, so if you're sensitive, don't watch it, I guess. I don't really know. It's not between any of you fucks, so hopefully you enjoy it. It's longer than usual, and like I said, it gets heated at times, so watch with your own risk. That's your only warning. Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another fucking podcast.
Hell yeah.
I need to come up with a theme song for this shit. Every podcast has a song that starts it out. It's like, do, 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 do.
There's gotta be some
another fucking podcast. Like some shit like that.
That ain't it, sir.
No,
Bruh.
There's gotta be like a good song,
Yeah,
like PMT does Electric Avenue.
Yeah.
And like everyone's got like a good, like catchy song, you know?
Bruh, but I'll have my own song.
What would Adam's song be?
Adam's song.
I beat my meat. No, I beat my meat.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah.
I beat Ugly God, if you try and come on this shit, bro,
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna tweet this at you. Ugly God would be the type of person that would respond to my tweet.
I hope so.
Yeah, dude, he loves Twitter. He also has been like super in his feels lately. Like he's not. I feel like he's like.
Man, don't be mean to him. We're trying to get him on the podcast.
Sorry.
No.
I don't feel like the Ugly God right now
He's maturing. I feel like he's
he
trying
just
to
don't
move,
sing about being his meat no more.
which is understandable.
He's
Like
not
you
singing
gotta
about
give
eating
it
ass
to him.
or something because that's why I liked Ugly God.
Bro, y'all sitting way back here.
We chilling. I'm sorry.
Holy fuck. Yeah, I had this planned because I didn't think you were coming tonight, and I was like, oh shit, it's just gonna be James and I. This is
Problem.
what I was gonna start the podcast off saying. I was gonna say, we got too much weight on this couch to not make waves in a podcast scene. You know what I'm saying? Because we so fat, we make hella waves.
I just like the cherry on top.
Yeah, Dope is here too.
Alex is just like floating up and down on the waves, like, whoa, the boat is rocking.
Dope
boy.
is the 6-year-old who fucking is on his boogie board right now.
I'm here for the ride.
Dude.
Did y'all see the at the water park where the wave dude
Yes!
turned up to into a 10?
Oh no! I saw one that had two different like, you know, the things where you ride a board and it's like automatically generated waves.
Yeah.
Oh, where they shoot the water up?
There was like
Cruise
2 of
ship?
them right next to each other, and this chick like somehow crosses over and takes out the little kid. It's like this grown ass woman takes out the little kid who's trying to do it on the other side.
Bro, there's another video of a guy who like a dad who's like dad in shape, you know, out of shape but fat, but like dad strong.
Ain't nothing wrong with
That
being out of
guy.
shape, boys.
He's like dad strong, and he falls off the board, and they don't turn off the water, and he literally just keeps like falling, like tumbling over and down this jet stream of water, and they turn off like 10 seconds later after he's like, oh.
Bro, that's because the workers were having too much fun laughing.
That would be me and you watching James do it.
Oh, dude, it would have not have turned off 10 seconds later. It would have turned off 30 minutes
It
later.
would have turned off. Oh, I think he's
James would have puked. James would have puked at least twice before I turned it off. We're gonna have to
He's
quarantine.
probably alright.
I would have swallowed
Would
half
have
the water.
shit yourself. We would have had to quarantine the whole bitch a few times to get it all out. Fuck.
Intro.
Ugh.
We
Yeah.
do this. We did
I
this
think I
last
already
time
did
too.
the intro. I said this is another fucking podcast.
And
We're
what's
joined
the
topics for
with.
tonight?
I'm not gonna say that yet. We're
Okay,
joined with
okay.
Alex and James again.
He always comes up
don't-
to us like, "Hey, let's record a podcast," and we're like, "All right, what's it about?" He's like, "I haven't decided yet." Meanwhile, he's doing 10 hours of research on whatever it's gonna be.
He just doesn't want to tell us. He wants
Yeah,
to be
but this one is
spontaneous.
good. This one I want to know your like straight up honest opinions. I don't want you to have time to think
Okay.
about it.
Okay.
But I also want to say real quick, because I know Kyle's going to be upset. I'm not replacing Kyle with Alex and James just because they've been on 2 podcasts in a row.
Oof.
They're going to be on a third one probably pretty soon because I have a kick-ass fucking topic to do, which we didn't do tonight.
Sneak
Because
peek.
we didn't know that Doba was going to be here. Doba is Alex. Because
Yes,
I
Doba.
realized I said that and I've only ever talked to you as Alex, so... Or mentioned you as
Dude,
Alex.
did I tell you guys how at work, like, I don't want to be called Doba that much anymore. Like, it
Oh,
was,
you start work next week, right?
no, in like a little bit.
Okay.
In a little
September
bit.
is like in 3 days.
Yeah, well,
In
it's
one day.
it's into September, but there's another kid named Alex coming in with my like incoming class. I guess that's what you call it. And freshman. But his name's Alex, and my boss was like, "Oh, we're gonna need to come up with a new name for one of you guys." And I stupidly was like, "Oh, people call me Doba in college." And then immediately I was like, "Fuck! Why did I say that? I don't want to be called Doba."
You'll never live it down.
Back to that nick, like on the same topic of that nickname, I will call people Alex at school, and there's other people that have only known him as Doba, and I'll be like telling a story. Yeah, Alex and I were doing this, and like blah blah blah, and people are like, "Who's Alex?" I'm like, "This guy right here."
The
Like,
dude standing
yeah,
right
I know,
next to
his
you.
name is Alex.
It's definitely weird. I call you Doba for everything.
I mean, I'm okay with like certain people calling me Doba because I'm fine with it. But like when people don't know that my actual name is Alex, it's kind of frustrating, you know?
Yeah.
For freshman basketball in high school, I was not the only Adam, so they just used my initials, so I was AK. The other Adam was the one who was allowed to keep his name because he was better at basketball than me. But he got kicked out of school, so who the fuck is winning now?
You got the last laugh.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go.
I don't even think he lasted the entire basketball season. I think he got kicked out halfway through.
ACK.
ACK Bills.
Mhm.
What's up?
Yo, for all the people who have never seen Adam's old YouTube, you gotta YouTube search Chicks Love Clicks.
Oh, fuck.
Yes. Yes. Do it.
Chicks Love
It's
Clicks.
amazing.
Like, the room tour video is the best. He does, like, a vlog, and he's like, "Oh, this is my setup," and it's just his laptop and a mic and his Xbox hooked up to his Hauppauge, or his, what was it, Elgato?
It's like
No, it
20
was a
minutes.
Hauppauge 1212.
He's got all that shit, like MW2 prime time MW2 days, and the motherfucker didn't even clean his room for the fucking room tour. He's got like underwear on the
Bro,
floor.
I'm gonna lie to the viewers for.
He's
Authentic.
He's
I
got
like it.
jizz rags on the bedside table, and then he's like, yeah, like, so this is my room. This is like where the magic happens.
This is where I fucking come.
This is where the magic happens. And
Not
he points
because
at
of
his
women,
Xbox.
only because of my hand.
Points at his Xbox, and then he goes in the basement. He's like, "Oh, hey mom, I'm doing a video," and then he goes downstairs. He skips the kitchen, and he's like, "This is where I record, and here downstairs." That's all time video.
Great video.
He did another room setup video. It's like almost exactly the same. Didn't clean it in what was it, Terrace View? You did one in Terrace View, I think.
I don't remember. No, I did an apartment tour in the village.
Did you?
And did you do one in the dorm too?
I don't think so. I'm not sure
You
though.
might have.
The reason you don't remember it is because I waited until everyone was gone to be able to record it because I was embarrassed to be recording
Aw.
a fucking apartment YouTube video.
Do you guys remember Tosh.0?
Yeah. Yo, Gerard was on that shit.
Yeah.
No way!
Yeah,
Jared-
Gerard deep-throated a fucking popsicle.
He deep throated a popsicle.
Not dead ass. He deep-throated a popsicle.
He was on the show, or was he just on the
Yeah,
website?
they featured it on like the primetime television show.
No way!
Yeah, it's literally Jared with like.
I'm going to
big,
find
long,
a
curly
clip
hair.
of this, and I'm going to
I think
insert
Ted
it right
has it.
now.
Yeah. You're famous!
I think Ted has the clip. He like.
Okay, well, I'm gonna.
They have this
because I just
popsicle
promised
and they
it
let
to the
it
viewers.
melt. Yeah, we'll
That's
find it.
fucking hilarious.
They let it
What I
melt
was-
a little bit, and he just goes like, "Bleh," like deep throats the whole popsicle, and like Tosh is like, bro.
What I was gonna say though is Adam's chicks. What is it?
Chicks love clicks.
Chicks loves clicks. That should be on fucking Tosh.0. His ass getting made fun of like shit.
Him and Connor
It would be
drinking
amazing.
like they'll have a 2 liter of like
Code Red Mountain Dew.
and they'll drink
Gamer
it down.
Fuel.
They'll drink down the Code Red and pour in like the largest size monster they can get at a 7-Eleven, and then they'll drink that whole thing.
Giant, bro, giant.
Yeah, family size monster. They'll pour that in. They're just like buzzing off
And
the
then we'd
caffeine.
fucking sit in my basement and play Minecraft for hours.
Worth it.
I told you, every time I do a podcast, Minecraft gets brought
Imagine
up.
how much you could get done on Minecraft if you took an Adderall.
Or cocaine.
Or CBD.
Or CBD.
CBD. Oh man. Sorry.
You think the
don't get
time-
me started here.
You think the time melts away now when you play Minecraft? Imagine if you take like 80 milligrams of CBD.
You're just super chill.
It's so chill.
Super chill.
Super legal too.
Yeah. It's legal, guys.
Uh-huh.
Only after 18 though.
Yeah.
Be 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 18 to be legal. That's what I always tell all my fans that are like, oh my god, oh Ouija, how I'm gonna date you. Like, be 18 and I'll hit that shit, bro.
Shut the fuck up.
And I'm just being honest. I ain't trying to catch no charges.
Fair
Ah, fuck, your thing locked again. What?
159.
Who the hell gonna steal your phone, bro?
The.
Okay. So, this episode that we're recording right now, I have recorded twice. First time was with Kyle's friend, who had no idea how the fuck podcasts work, apparently.
I'm gonna head out.
Literally,
food, guys.
halfway through, he just got up. So, sorry, Liam, if you're fucking watching this. He sat there, he was sitting between Kyle and I, was having a random fucking conversation with Kyle the whole time. Kyle's just sitting there like, stop fucking talking to me. Having a conversation with Kyle. He pulls up Twitter and starts blasting a fucking video on Twitter. Then like halfway through, he just gets up. He's like, yo, I'm hungry. I'm going to go get some food. I was like, bro, you can't fucking do that. It's not how podcasts work.
I don't blame him if he went to Wawa though. It's so close here.
I don't know where the hell he went, but you don't stand up. We're recording for an hour max. You don't just stand up and be like, yo, I can't do this. I'm going to go get food. Fucking sit your ass down. We got like 20 minutes left. The second time we did it with my boy Connor, and there was a little bit of hostility. Animosity is so much better of a word between Kyle and Connor.
Okay.
And there was also a really annoying buzzing noise in the background, so I was just like, fuck it, we're scrapping this one too. So this is take number 3 of conspiracy theories, which I fucking love conspiracy theories.
I'm a fan. I'm hit or miss on them. I'm hit or miss.
I genuinely don't know either of your opinions on any of the shit I'm going to bring up, which is good because Kyle, after the second time, I knew exactly what the fuck he was going to say. Connor, I was like, you're going to be cynical the whole time, and Liam
Wasn't paying attention.
is Liam, so...
See, I'm like 50-50. Like, I want to believe them, but at the same time, don't believe them. But I'm
Seems
open.
so cool.
Dude.
I'm open to hearing a lot of shit about conspiracy theories.
I'm
I have
gonna
an
bring,
open
I'm gonna
mind
bring up
about
some
it.
good ones.
Are you bringing up Jeffrey Epstein?
Please bring
No,
up
I'm not.
Because the
Bro.
Clintons,
Y'all can bring that shit
the
up.
Clintons killed him. Just, Clinton body count. Look
He
it up.
had so much information on.
People think the government killed him, though. I don't think that the U.S.
Well,
government...
Trump was his buddy, and Trump can.
All right, so Kyle decided to FaceTime us right in the middle of our podcast, but that don't
Good chat.
mean we ain't gonna move on from it.
Cormac, good chat. Good
Good
chat.
chat. Good chat.
Good chat.
By the way, guys, watch Love Island on what is it? MTV. It's got a
CBS.
CBS.
Sound like some shit that would be on Bravo.
It's pretty fucking funny, dude.
Oh, that reminds me. I have to cancel. I paid, or I got the 1 week free trial.
Yeah, I
Of
think the week. is
Bravo?
up.
The week will be up tomorrow, and it'll be up on the 31st. So I'm actually gonna set a reminder.
But anywho,
So I'm
so
gonna hop
my
into the
CBS
actual
tomorrow.
topic because
Just to be clear, I didn't find any appointment.
I don't. Neither of you know what we're going to be talking about. I mean, you
We
know
know
that we're going to be talking about
conspiracy
conspiracy theories, but I think that it's better if they have their genuine opinion of it without being able to actually think about it. Because if you think about it, you'll start thinking more logically, and
Which is no fun.
yeah, fuck that. The whole reason that you believe in conspiracy theories is because it's a fucked up version of the truth.
And
Wait.
it's funny.
Yeah, you think of a fun way to explain what's actually happening in the world.
But like, I feel like with conspiracy theories, like you go down the YouTube rabbit hole, and you will watch a 40-minute video on why 9/11 was an inside job, and you are so convinced after 40 minutes because they present the argument very like thoroughly, and they're like, jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
But
and
they-
then
they also
did
only
this,
talk
and then
about
that,
their view.
and then that.
They
and
omit
leave-
a lot of facts.
Exactly, but after you watch like that 40-minute video, you're just like, oh my god, Bush did it, and then you kind of like do a little more research, and you're like, well, you know, this, that, and the
Not
other.
really,
It
yeah.
kind of makes sense. There is still kind of some confusing facts though, like why there was molten fuel or molten like looking metal pouring out of the building.
And why on the news reports, the nose of the plane comes out on the other side.
Uh-huh.
If a plane is flying at that fast and goes
It's
through
gonna
steel, it's going to
disintegrate.
Yeah, exactly.
And also the tower was 7 that fell apart it fell down without a plane hitting it, and it wasn't on fire. And then also the plane out in Pennsylvania. So when a plane crashes, usually the debris field is like where the plane crashes in that small area. This plane, the debris field was all over the motherfucking place, like miles, apparently. Like,
So they're saying it. Are you saying it blew up in the sky?
I'm saying it blew up in the sky
So you're
because
saying
it was shot
that-
down. Because it was
okay,
shot down
okay,
by the
okay.
government, but the government didn't want to say they shot it down for
'Cause
whatever.
Then
I
they
don't.
would admit that they killed citizens.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And for whatever reason, they're not admitting they shot it down because the debris field is not consistent. Because if you scramble fighters from the nearest Air Force base, which they did, those fighters at their speed that they would have been going, 700 miles an hour, Mach 2,
Wait,
or whatever
Alright,
that is.
fuck
Let-
fast planes.
They would have gotten
fly.
there in time to shoot it down within like 20 minutes or within
Wait.
like half an hour of it when it actually crashed.
All right,
they
hear
could have
me
very
out
easily
on
looked,
this.
saw it was hijacked, shot it down.
Hear me out on this. Was the government, if that was the case and they did shoot it down, were they right to do that though?
Yeah.
They could
Population
have killed
control.
so many more people.
They could have.
Also,
Where were they
would have
going?
been
They were
better
going
for
to the White
population
House, right,
control.
or the Capitol?
Uh,
It was. I think it was one of the two.
it was
right?
so they 9/11. They wanted to attack the American Financial Center.
I don't
the
think it
World
was
Trade
White
Center.
House. I think they were going for the most amount of people that they could kill.
No, because
No, it
they
was a
wanted
significant
they
spot.
They knew they couldn't kill like the most people, so they wanted to attack like the
Significance.
foreign symbols of America. So they attacked the military and the strength of the country by
Pentagon.
attacking the Pentagon. They attacked the
The markets at the World Trade
financial
Center.
strength, the finance, the military, and then they wanted to attack the bureaucracy. So they were going to either hit the White House or the Capitol.
I think it was the Capitol.
I
I
think
want
it
to
was-
say it was the Capitol.
It was one of those.
Yeah.
I don't
They were
think it
going to
would've
hit one
been
of
the
them
White
and
House.
probably
because Bush wasn't even at the White House. So
he was at a school in Florida.
yeah. Shout out Florida. Fucking love Florida.
Florida loves like every time you hear like a big
Florida,
news story, Florida is
man.
involved somehow. It's like blah blah blah, like man shoots other man and like was on
Florida
call with
man
someone from
fucks
Florida.
alligator.
Like, Florida's always in those crazy stories.
If
Somehow.
you guys didn't know, I'm from Florida and I'm very proud of it. And James and one
It's
of my
okay. James is a
roommates-
Redskins fan, and he's
Yeah,
proud of that.
our words. We don't curse on this podcast.
But James and one of
It's
our
the fuck we
roommates,
do.
our last year in college, they were analyzing me. They're like, yeah, it makes sense that Delba's from Florida. Like, a lot of the shit he does is pretty Florida man type shit.
Kind of crackhead, if we're being honest.
I mean, I embrace it.
Some of the crackhead, like,
There should be a crackhead
Shit.
Olympics, bro.
dude.
It'd be
It'd be the
amazing.
most impressive thing you've ever fucking seen.
All right,
I mean, it'd get more views in the Paralympics.
Yeah, for sure. Can
The
we
Paralympics
talk about
televised.
conspiracy theories though?
Yeah. So I've
That
done
was
research
mean.
for this topic, like a good amount of research because this is the third time we fucking recorded it. So
Yes.
I was reading an article about why people choose to believe in conspiracy theories. So this is kind of a definition and also kind of why people choose to believe in them. So people need to be in control, which is human nature. They like to be able to know what's happening at all times.
Be the center of attention.
Yes.
So conspiracy theories are an explanation to the unexplained or an alternative explanation when people aren't happy with the widely accepted explanation. And the hopes of it, if you come up with a conspiracy theory, so either you aren't happy or you want an answer, or you want to come up with an answer, the hopes is that your explanation is what ends up being the new widely accepted norm. So you're trying to come up with an answer of something that can't be explained.
So you're trying to be like the person who said the Earth is round when everybody thought it was flat.
Exactly. Or you want to be
Or
the
if-
person who said there's UFOs in Area 51 because no one knows what it is, and you want yours to be the correct one because you want to know what's happening.
We can all agree, though. I believe that we can all agree that aliens are a thing, and
The universe is too big for them not to be a thing.
We have an
don't-
almost infinite universe.
I don't want to call you naive if you don't think aliens are real, but aliens are fucking real.
But I think
Just
I've
scratch
never
the
heard of-
shit out of my balls.
I've never heard somebody think that aliens aren't real. I feel like everybody
Okay, here's the
either
question.
they want to believe aliens are real or they're just kind of like, dude, like there's
Do you think
we-
intelligent life exists?
Yeah.
Because alien could be like a fucking little moss growing somewhere.
No, I think intelligent life exists.
intelligent
other places.
life. I want to believe,
Galaxies away, though. Like,
but
far away.
yeah, that like
Because I feel like they would have figured
billions
out
of
how
light
to
years.
get here.
Yeah.
Well, no, but the thing is, it's like the universe is so big.
But do they want to contact us also?
Like it's not.
Why
it's-
would you?
Like there's, I feel like at some point in human future, like in the future of the human race, we're gonna come up with ways to like all like the laws of physics are gonna change.
The biggest thing
You know,
is
the
being
way
able to
people
travel through a
understand.
black hole. And I know this sounds super interstellar, like bullshit, but like
Interstellar's so cool.
it's awesome movie. But I really do believe that's the way we're gonna expand our knowledge more than anything. If we figure out how to travel through it while keeping contact with the home world.
The first thing that humans have to do though is become an interplanetary.
Louder.
Species. The first thing that humans have to do is become an interplanetary species, and then like we have to like baby steps, right?
We gotta get to Mars first.
Shout out Elon.
You have to conquer
My man.
your home planet, right? Humans weren't on the new world.
I think we've conquered
right?
it.
We've
pretty
conquered
much
the
already-
Earth.
Conquered is the point that we're killing.
The
Yeah.
next step is to conquer the rest of the universe, or the rest of our solar system, and then our galaxy, and then the other galaxies. But by that point, have you ever heard of how Andromeda is coming towards us? The other, like the closest galaxy to the Milky
I've
Way.
heard
And we're
about
going to
that,
combine
but-
in like billions of years after the Earth is already dead
So-
because the star.
But it's
Dumb.
not
Yeah.
about Earth, it's about the solar systems.
It's about
true.
the galaxy.
Galaxies. So the Milky Wait.
The
is
Milky-
it all
We're in the Milky
The
Way.
Mil-
We are in the
so
Milky Way.
the universe, the common science, or the most widely accepted theory is that the universe is expanding at an alarming rate. And Andromeda and the Milky Way are coming together, and the other galaxies are moving apart, are moving away. So in the future, there's not going to be enough light from other galaxies for anybody in our galaxy to see things, and Andromeda and the Milky Way are going to combine together to make Milkdromeda. And
That sounds kind of
That sounds fucking sexy.
and within
I'm gonna milk the
Milkdromeda,
fuck out of your Dromeda.
from Milkdromeda, you're not going to be able to see other galaxies and other things in the universe outside of what's in this area. So people,
Man, I can't see the universe anyways.
No, if it's dark enough that
You're not. They're going to be so far away. The light's going to be so faint.
No,
it's
you
not
can
going to be detectable.
you can see the Milky Way though if it's dark enough. You can see like it looks like clouds in the sky, but it's literally the Milky Way.
Bruh, if you interrupt my podcast again, bruh.
Has anybody seen the movie with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence?
I have not.
I need Jennifer Lawrence's ass.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
She can send me to another universe. Sheesh.
Man.
No, because they were.
All right, we were interrupted again because for some reason I'm popular only when we're fucking recording podcasts.
Yeah.
Go through my fucking call log or my text log for the last 3 months. Haven't gotten a single shit, but the second we start recording podcasts, I get 3 within 20 minutes, which is horse shit.
Also, it's horseshit that Thomas goes out downtown now when we were begging him to come out with us for like every day. Every weekend when we went downtown, we're like, Thomas, you coming out? Thomas, you coming out? Thomas, coming. And he literally, on his birthday, we go to Adam's house and we're like, hey, Thomas, man,
Thomas
it's your
lived
birthday.
with me.
Yeah, and we're like, Adam, like, is like, hey, like, ask his friends, ask us to come over, like, pregame with him, take him downtown, show him kind of like, oh, this is fun, you know? And he stays in bed on his birthday.
I'm really happy though that he's finally going out.
I am too.
Yeah, but also nobody knows what the hell either y'all talking about because we cut Thomas out of his FaceTime is not going to be on the podcast.
Well, just to fill you guys in, we FaceTime Adam's old roommate and our good friend Thomas. He's still at college right now, and he had a great time tonight, and we're all very, very jealous that we're not there with him. Long story short.
We'll be back soon though, so it's all good. But back to our fucking topic of conspiracy theories.
On another podcast.
Facts. Oh, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing,
Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong.
We're chugging for 5 seconds, you pussy. You're chugging for 5 seconds. It would be the same 5 seconds whether you just opened it or it's almost empty.
Man,
Cheers,
it's hard
boys.
right now, though. Cheers. Cunt.
That's kind of fucked up, James.
You don't use the C word.
Yeah, that's the only word my mom doesn't let me say. You're going to bubble over onto my ottoman. To sound a big gay. Hashtag
there's
big
like
gay.
at least
Bubble,
one
bubble
word.
onto my ottoman, daddy.
There's at least like one word I can think of that's worse than the C word.
Is it something racist?
Yeah.
Okay, then
that word.
That word is way worse than cunt.
So
I would agree with
conspiracy theories.
Okay.
Why conspiracy theory? Why is cunt a bad word?
That's not a conspiracy theory. That's society.
That's just manners.
Who made it bad? Bill
Cunts?
Clinton.
Y'all are so bad.
Probably Hillary.
Y'all are the worst.
AKA cunts.
Are we gonna be able to like upload this? Like,
Yeah, we upload fucking everything. This is untamed and uncut, except for when I get FaceTime. Then it's cunt.
and
Cut.
your dick
Fuck.
is not uncut.
I just said that it's cunt. My dick is cut.
I know. That's why I'm saying it's not uncut.
Is your dick cut?
Yes.
Man, he sounds
Same.
so exasperated to
He's
say.
like, I've explained this before. My foreskin is just a little longer than normal.
Fuck, you've seen my penis, bro. It's cut.
You guys have never seen my penis.
Seen James's dick a whole bunch.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Fuck, I've seen James's dick more than I've seen dick in porn, and I watch porn all the time.
That
bro.
is not true.
This
That
man
is not
opens
true.
my door sophomore year of college, and he's drunk. He's drunk. He stands up.
jeez.
He opens my door butt ass naked.
Oh,
He's like,
man.
hey, Alex, look at this. And he just starts helicoptering this shit. Like, James, get
Oh.
the fuck out of my room.
That is,
I was trying to jerk off, and it was all gone after that.
that is-
Couldn't do it.
That is fake news.
You
That
were
is-
mid-stroke when James walks in with his dick
Yes.
out?
That is fake news.
I swear to
I do
God.
not remember that.
Yeah, because you were blackout.
No. That's fake news.
Swear to God.
I would assume it was real news because James loved to show his dick sophomore year.
Very
I
sus.
would go to the bathroom. I'd like get in bed when I was drunk. I'd be naked when I went to bed, and then I'd have to pee. So I'd get up and walk in the bathroom.
And then he was like, oh, my boys need to see this. Fucking head ass.
So the thing is, James, in his defense, he knocks, but his knock is a knock, knock, come in. He doesn't wait for the answer. He
Hello,
knock, knock, come
motherfucker.
in.
You get like a second and a half to get yourself right.
And I appreciate that second and a half because it always works for me, but Christ, I did not want to see what was on the other end of that.
And with that, we're going to stop fucking talking about James's dick. And we're going to get back into conspiracy
Whatever.
theories. So, like I said, the description was people try to have whatever they believe to be the new accepted norm. So I had researched, and there's a bunch of former conspiracy theories that ended up being true. So these people's ideas actually did end up being true.
Really?
Yeah. So there's
What?
actually a lot of cool ones. So our president, Woodrow Wilson, had a stroke during his presidency. A lot of people thought that he had a stroke, but it was never brought out by the White House. And essentially, his wife became the acting president, which they never said during his presidency.
Because it was during World War One, right?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
she made all the executive decisions, and people were like, there's no way he's deciding this. Like, he's had a stroke, and someone else is making the choices for him. His wife was making the decisions. It didn't come out until years later
What a
that
badass.
he had a stroke and that they hid the entire thing. But
Was
people,
he dead?
no, he was alive,
he
but
is.
he couldn't. He lost
Oh.
brain function essentially.
He was
Did he die?
half the person of himself.
Exactly.
Like he's still functional, but not very.
So
He
his
wasn't,
wife
like,
was
competent?
his wife was essentially the acting president. With some people believe that that's what had happened, but
Why was it
He's
his wife
still-
and not the vice president? Did,
Because that
did-
wasn't accepted
because-
at the time.
Did the country want to seem like more powerful, like our?
because the
president
country
died?
wanted to
Think
make it
about it.
seem like he was still in charge.
Think about it. This is
They didn't say, "Oh, he's
1913.
not in charge. The president's in charge."
This
now.
is the 1910s. Like women
Yeah.
barely had rights at that time.
No, but I'm talking about the vice president.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, behind the
Because
scenes,
isn't,
the
like-
vice president definitely could have done it.
That's
No,
because
well.
isn't that the all right vice?
but it's also like if the vice president is second in line, if they're the one actually calling the shots, they're going to be the one that wants to have the face.
Yeah, and
The wife
it
can
all-
follow it
it
and
all
be
goes
like,
back-
"Oh, he'll still be the face, but I'll make the decision."
It
The
all
vice
goes-
president would be like, "Fuck you! Tell everyone he's had a stroke. I'm in charge now."
it all goes back
That's
to
very
just
strange.
appearing stronger than they were because they were in a wartime and they needed to appear strong.
that makes sense.
They couldn't show any weakness.
All
But
right.
yeah.
Actual conspiracy
interesting.
that actually happened. Number 2 is the government. So during times of prohibition, the government paid companies that made like rubbing alcohol, which is what was turned into drinking alcohol essentially. Because- No, they poisoned it even more. So like rubbing alcohol is poisonous for people, right? The government told them to put even more poisonous chemicals into it because they knew people were turning it into alcohol, and they thought if they put more poison and it killed more people, people would stop drinking it.
Nope.
Well, yeah, no, it didn't happen.
Prohibition was a
But people,
shitty idea.
people
Fuck
thought the
you,
government was putting
Prohibition.
more poison. They said they weren't, but it ended up being true. So they were putting way more poison into it to try to kill people to deter them from, 1, making moonshine, and 2, drinking moonshine.
That reminds me a lot of the conspiracy theory where the CDC was testing. They were doing something where they were testing people for syphilis, and with black people, they weren't telling them that they had syphilis, and they would monitor them. They would monitor them if they had it, and see, and they would track them and see how it like passed because the syphilis cure wasn't out. They hadn't invented it yet, so they would just be like, they wouldn't tell people that they had syphilis, so they would spread it, and they would go through their communities, and they would just watch and see what happened. And it was this very terrible thing the CDC did. I don't know if it was the conspiracy theory that turned true, but it's a thing that happened.
It sounds like it would be a conspiracy theory.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on if people thought that was what was happening. That would be what.
There's like 2 big things the CDC did terribly. It was the AIDS, how they handled the AIDS crisis in
In
the
the
80s.
zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Do y'all have
hasn't happened yet.
Do
It'll
y'all
happen.
have zombie apocalypse plans?
Yeah, absolutely.
What is it?
Go to Alex's house.
Yeah.
Guns.
I would hold up a Costco.
No, Home Depot.
Costco. There's
Oh.
no food at Home Depot. What
Home
the fuck
Depot,
you gonna
there's
eat, bro?
plants that you can fucking grow. There's crops and everything.
Costco.
Costco.
The thing is, Costco has so much more.
Costco got everything. Costco
Yeah,
got
everybody's
food.
gonna go to
Costco got
Costco.
guns. Costco got electronics.
Costco got guns.
I don't know. Maybe
Probably. I mean, like maybe in like the South.
they definitely have like machetes.
Machete.
Dude, I'm
Machete.
telling you.
Hey, when the bullets run out though, you're gonna want a nice machete.
Uh-huh.
No, you guys-
And it's a warehouse. They have warehouse doors that I can lock down.
You guys just
It's not like a normal
gotta come
fucking
to my
glass
house.
door.
gotta just come to my house.
Your house does have a lot of entrances, though. How do
It's
you plan on
easy to
dealing with
fix,
those?
though. You board those up. I have enough trees to board those up.
You can make planks out of trees.
It's not
Oh,
that
can you also make
If
paper
you
out of
apocalypse.
trees?
I have a
I make
saw.
paper out of
I have
sugar cane.
multiple.
Get it right.
I fucking hate you. Ruining another podcast with Minecraft.
It's not ruining. It's enriching.
Yeah,
Okay.
Alex will just punch the trees and then they'll turn into boards.
If you don't sleep for 3 days, phantoms come for you. That's how life works. That's real life right there.
I pulled one all-nighter and I felt like I already had phantoms on me.
I bet you none of you guys have tried to prove it, but it happens.
If
get
you go, I
phantoms.
think it's 4 days. If you go 4 days, you start to hallucinate. 4 days without sleep.
Do you think we should like do it together? We should do like we
No.
should do a live stream where we
Our
go
next
sleep.
podcast will be us going 3 days without sleep.
So it'll be how many hours? Is it 72,
72 plus.
24, or 72 plus?
72 over 72.
Dude, I feel like whenever you get really tired, do you start like getting like weird sweats?
No.
I get weird thoughts.
I get weird thoughts. Like my breathing feels weird. I feel sickly. Like I feel weak.
I
I feel weak
I have
for
diarrhea like every hour on the hour when I haven't slept for 24 hours.
Yeah.
How many times have you guys not slept for 24 hours?
Oh,
I'd probably say like 7.
over a dozen.
Really?
A lot.
I'd probably say 7 or 8. For
I'm
me.
great at not sleeping.
It would happen like
And how late did you sleep? How many hours did you sleep when you finally like slept?
No more than 10.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like-
the thing.
it's like
It's
you-
no more than what you usually would if you went to sleep at like 3. You know?
yeah, but then you end up like that 10 hours eats into the rest of your next day.
Yeah, I mean that's staying
Yeah,
up.
it does.
I feel like it's
The amount of times
That
I've
was
fallen
dumb.
asleep at like
I
9 in
said-
the morning and woke up at like 3 in the afternoon. It's like, I mean, that's 6 hours. That's a decent amount of sleep.
Wouldn't
That's
you do
more
that
than I
over
get
the
on
summer?
Yeah.
I would do
That's
that all
more
the
than I
time.
get on an average night of sleep.
The sun would start coming up, and then I would.
That's
be
the
like,
worst. At
"Time
like
to go
5,
to bed."
5:30, the birds start chirping, and I'm like, fuck, I'm not falling asleep now.
And then it's like 7 o'clock hits. You hear your parents waking up from work, and you're like, maybe. Let me finish this movie though.
Yeah. I'm
So are
hit.
we talking about the conspiracy theory of
Yeah.
us not being able to fall asleep?
We're talking about
No.
the conspiracy theory.
I
of
got-
if you stay up for 72 plus hours, phantoms come.
I've got one more conspiracy theory. So there's a bunch of them that actually turn out to be true. So there's like fake conflicts to instigate war. There's testing, like governments giving people drugs to test drugs.
Marijuana.
The
And
CIA,
like
yeah,
government
LSD.
spying on people. Yeah, that's the one that. I mean, that's like one of the main ones, but also weed. Like
They would put it in each
meth.
other's coffee to like fuck with their
Mm.
like. Imagine like we're all working together. We're like chemists at the CIA, and I put a couple like drops of acid in Alex and Adam's coffee, and I'm just sitting back like. These guys are fucked. The walls are breathing, like shit's melting and like wiggling and shit.
But what I'm saying is like there's some that are like widely accepted and widely known that they do it. So like drug testing, making shit up to start wars, like spying on people through Alexas and shit. But I have one more specific case that I think is really funny. In the 1960s, Canada paid like a top scientist a ton of money to develop a gaydar.
What?
No way.
They wanted to know if the people, they didn't care about the general population. They cared about the people going into their government, if they were gay or not. So they paid this dude a ton of money, and essentially what he did was he flashed a bunch of images, and some of them were homosexual, and he tracked people's pupils. So if their pupils enlarged, they were gay. So
What?
in order to
So,
be like a government official or anywhere in the government, you had to go through this thing
So
to
like,
prove that you weren't gay.
So I feel like
the Canadian security clearance would do that.
And this was 60 fucking years ago. That's not even that long ago.
60.
In the 1960s, so less than 60 years ago.
Jesus.
Between 50 and 60 years.
years ago.
Yeah, it's not even the 20s yet.
Dude, I
My
missed the
dad's about to be
60s.
60.
But an entire
Holy shit.
country's
How old's your dad?
government,
58?
bro, paid a dude a ton of money
Shit, my dad
to
too.
essentially
5
have a
plus
PowerPoint
55
with
is
gay images and just
Yeah.
watch your
61.
eyeballs to tell if you're fucking gay. That's
actually
wild. And people
not a
thought
bad
that's what was
test.
happening. And it was.
That's like, I mean, as far as like a gaydar test, that's not like like.
It's not the
ima-
worst thing in the world,
when he
but
said
why would a
gaydar-
government pay a ton of people, pay a
Oh.
dude a ton of money to do that?
Who knows?
I
But,
mean, it
like,
was the 60s.
I was imagining like a little radar dish. On,
If you'd
like,
wait
a
until the
little
80s,
box
everybody was
gun.
fucking gay in the 80s.
At least bi.
They tried it out, okay?
Man, I took some acid, I'ma suck some cock. That's how it fucking worked. I was there. Bro, I was born in 96, but I was in the 80s, trust me. The reason I wanted to...
Fuck.
Hey, bro, what's
Adam
up?
was like,
What's up?
in the 80s they sucked cock, and I'm from the 80s.
Yeah, my birth certificate says 96, but trust me,
It was 69.
I was at Woodstock, bitch. Bro, my mom was born in 69. That's the year we supposedly landed on the moon.
We did land on the moon. You can look at it through a telescope. You just see the little guy that landed there, you know?
All right.
You don't see a guy when you look through a telescope, bro.
They put a fucking...
Man on the moon is a fucking figure of speech.
They put a little dish, a radar dish, that they could shoot signals at, and if they came
How
back-
many times you seen this radar dish? You got a telescope,
I
bro?
mean, like, not with my own eyes, but there's a lot of things that I've never seen with my own eyes that I believe, you know? Like, when
Well, a lot of
I'm, when
things
I'm
that the
playing Call of
president
Duty, and I hear some guy say, hey, fuck you, faggot. And then I'm like, well, that's probably some 12-year-old that has way too much time on
Well,
his hands.
I'm probably a faggot because someone said it. No.
It's not how it works in the
Think on
80s.
your own. That's the lesson for this video. Think on your own. Don't let the fucking mainstream media tell you how to believe.
Can we
Put
get
your tinfoil hats on, ladies and gentlemen, because you're back home for a ride.
Can we get into some conspiracy theories, please?
Well, yeah, the reason I wanted to start with conspiracy theories that ended up being true is because I think it gives a good segue because it's like everything
they can
be true.
It can be true. Absolutely.
So I'm gonna rattle off some basic conspiracy theories for you guys, and I want you to give me your opinion on them.
Okay.
Flat Earth,
Conspiracy theory.
true or not true?
Absolutely
Not
false. Absolutely false.
Actually, no. Alex
Fuck you, Kyrie Irving.
Alex Jones said he would fund an expedition to the ice wall. You know, that keeps all the water on the earth.
It keeps the White Walkers out.
No. Well, that too. They're on the other side of the ice wall, but the ice wall keeps all the water in.
So do
Yeah.
you think that is true or not true? Flat
Not
Earth.
true. Not true.
I'd have to see the ice wall first.
I'm gonna go with not true because I think that's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
The
it's
moon
pretty
landing, faked or real?
dumb.
Real. Absolutely real.
I'm gonna
Fuck
go with
you, Adam.
faked.
Fuck
I don't
you,
I don't
Adam.
think it happened.
Wait. So
There's no way it didn't happen.
Wait, so I have a lot of family overseas. My cousin visited. He was born in Spain, grew up in Spain. He's a Spanish citizen. He came to America, and he's like, yeah, they taught us that the moon landing was fake.
Well, can I
In Spain?
describe
Spain.
real
I've
quick?
heard that before.
We had such a power. We had such a power desire, such a monetary desire to be the first ones. We, at that point in time, I mean, we still are, but at that point in time, the U.S. is the powerhouse of the entire world. If
Yeah.
we're not the first ones to land on the moon, then we look weaker. Second, how come since 1969 we haven't fucking put anyone on the moon?
Because there wasn't a monetary we became the world power after the Soviet Union collapsed. The United
You're
States
telling
was
me in
the
the
only
couple
one
weeks or
standing.
months that we were on the moon, we gathered everything we would ever need.
We went back 6 more times. Apollo 11, Apollo 12, not Apollo 13 because that was a failed mission. Apollo
Big fail.
14.
In the last 30 years.
Apollo 14, Apollo 15, Apollo 16, Apollo 17 was the last mission. Actually, what's interesting
Did you
is Apollo 17 was the last mission, the only mission where they actually sent the scientists. The rest were Air Force test pilots.
Did you guys know that they're actually trying to send people to the moon again?
China is, right?
No, us. We are
For the
too.
first time.
I didn't know that.
We are too.
Does NASA have the budget, though? Because NASA had a way bigger budget
Bruh,
in
man, NASA-
69.
I don't know about the budget concerns.
NASA still
but
probably got a huge ass budget.
I know.
I think they make 1 cent on the
NASA
dollars.
got more of a budget than I'll ever make in 18 of my lifetimes.
Probably
So
your whole every lifetime ever.
yeah. So I know, or the
Man, thanks for making me feel like shit.
You won't
They-
catch up.
the Cape Kennedy. The Cape Kennedy launch station is in danger because of the hurricane that's approaching. Fuck you, Hurricane Dorian.
Yeah.
You little bitch.
Prick.
First of all, real asshole. Shout out all Orlando people.
Dorian.
Stay safe.
More
But
like Borean.
Borean. Okay. But yeah, they're like sheltering all of it. It's like costing them a fuck ton of money because they want to get to the fucking moon again.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I love that shit. Again.
Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong.
Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong.
Grab your alcohol or your water if you're under the age of 21 / without parental consent. Because I drank before 21, but I was in the comforts of my own home and my parents allowed me. So if your parents aren't allowing you or if you're not 21, don't fucking do it.
Don't be dumb.
Did you guys go to the, well, Adam, did you end up going to the Apollo 50 thing?
No.
It was so fucking cool.
You're
They
a big
had-
space guy, aren't you?
I love space. I went, so.
Dude, space is
in-
cool as shit. Space is
cool as shit,
I
for
think
sure.
it's less cool than the ocean. But when I see all those things where it's like us, the Earth compared to our planets,
Relative size
the
shit.
planets compared to our sun,
Yeah.
our sun compared to small stars compared to the fucking giants.
I think
It's sick.
I think what's fascinating about it is that there's so much about space that we don't know, and there's so many people that just like, we don't know. Like, why is this like this? Like, where did we come from? Like, the Big
Where'd
Bang?
you
That's the
go?
most
Where'd
widely
we come
accepted
from?
theory,
Cotton
but
Eye
there's
Joe.
other theories like, okay, how does the universe die? Is it a cold death? You know, you just run out of energy and everything moves too far apart.
Hopefully I'm
Like,
dead before then.
You'll be dead before then. It's going to happen in billions of years.
What if the Earth ends before?
It's
we're
like how
dying?
do like even just black holes. All of black hole theory is like totally hypothetical, and it's so fascinating that's like people are just they're looking at these things with telescopes and they're taking all sorts of like readings with sensors and stuff, but they've never like been there, and it's just kind of you have to believe based on what you're seeing and what you've accepted as scientific fact, you know, and then that's how they expand the rest of the universe as like a theory. You know, how stars are born. You've never seen a star born, but you see the different phases of where stars like.
But also,
where they
a lot of stars that we can see are fucking dead already.
because they're so far away.
Mm-hmm.
Light speed.
But you can like the stars that we see are you can see all the different life cycles. You haven't seen one go through all the life cycles because that's billions of years.
Yeah.
You know, like
Okay.
our sun is a young-ish star.
Can we go back to the fact that what is it? 4% of the ocean is only discovered. This
Yeah,
is
that's fucking wild. On
This
our
is-
world.
On our world, we have unlimited resources to explore this, and yet we've barely explored any of it.
Well,
We haven't run out of oil on.
we have unlimited resources, but why would we throw funds into something? What are we going to discover? An animal down there? Hundreds of species?
I mean, you
Resources.
never
Thousands of
know
species.
if it's only 4%. I don't know the exact percentage. I'm not gonna act like
The
I do.
ocean has been mapped.
The ocean's been mapped, but we've also haven't discovered the
I think
majority of it.
I think we know similar the amount of our oceans as we do the galaxy. I'm pretty sure.
No,
that's
I
the
feel
thing.
like
I don't know. The thing is, like, when people
I mean, that's the
we
thing
don't-
that people say. Obviously, the galaxy is infinite. So
But the
people
thing is, we're on this world, and there's this vast amount of open area
like
in the
70% of our area.
ocean that we just don't know about, and I think that's the coolest thing in the world. Like, how can we not know so little about something that is so close in proximity to all of us? Like, I think that's way cooler. Maybe not way cooler than the space, because space is just so abstract and so theoretical. But I feel like we're on the verge of knowing so much about the ocean, and that's what I really like. That we're so close to learning a lot about something.
It's like just as foreign, the bottom of the ocean, it's just as foreign to humans as it is the moon. I think, what is it, more humans have been to the surface of the moon than they've been to like the bottom of like a trench?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like, in our lifetime, I think this is why it interests me so much. Like, in our lifetime, it's plausible that we understand the ocean in its entirety. Versus the galaxy, we're never going to fully understand that. And that's why. Do you think? No, I think the Earth's going to be
I think
gone
like
before
us
that.
personally won't, but I think humans are going to become a space like, I mean, I want to be like optimistic about it. I think humans as a race are going to become a spacefaring species, and they're going to conquer the solar system. They're going to conquer the galaxy. They're going to end up using stars for energy. I think that's how civilizations are measured in like hypothetical things. It's okay, what are you using to like get your energy? Are you using the sun? And you're like,
You have 6 seconds to keep talking.
all right, well, pretty much. You put me on the spot here.
6.
Fuck you. 6 seconds. Space is cool. Go back to your theories.
I'm gonna fucking piss myself. We'll be back in half a second, but it's gonna be a few minutes for me. Holy shit! Ow! My
Alright.
bladder hurts. I have to pee so bad, bro.
Can you cut the part where I waffled for like 20 seconds? Go pee.
I'm so sorry. I was sitting here for like 5 fucking minutes, and my gut started to hurt because I was holding in pee so long, so I had to fucking piss.
Ain't that the fucking worst, though?
Just
Like,
have the Joe Rogan bladder.
in
Alcohol,
the car rides,
baby.
if you've ever sat through a long car ride and you've had to piss, you know exactly what he's feeling.
One time I peed in a Sunny D bottle, and it came up, filled it, and touched the tip of my penis.
Oh, you're about to get a UBI.
Well, that was when I was like 6 or 7, so if I have it, then I've had it for
Oh no, it's a UTI.
UTI, not UBI.
What's
You're talking about Ubisoft, bro.
Goobysoft? Speaking of Goobysoft, Rainbow Six Siege is a very good game.
All right.
All right, conspiracy
We're going to move on
theories.
to the next conspiracy theories. Do you think Area 51 has aliens?
No.
Okay. Do you think that the crater in New Mexico is because of an alien spaceship?
What? Can you give me? I don't know about this crater.
I don't really know either. I just know that there's a giant crater in New Mexico that doesn't have an explanation on where it's from. So it's like people think that's where the dinosaurs were.
Okay.
Like what killed the dinosaurs, or people think that's aliens. Do you think at any point in any time there was aliens in Area 51?
Okay, so I do not think that there are aliens in Area 51. I do think
You don't
there's-
think ever?
No. Never have I thought Area 51 is like a housing for animal or alien species. But I do believe that they have very advanced technology there that they do not want the public to access because I think it'd be very bad. But to get to the crater, I 100% think it's dinosaur related. Like, this is one of the asteroids in the Big Bang, or not the Big Bang, in the extinction of dinosaurs that like contributed to it. In my opinion, the extinction of dinosaurs did not result from one very large asteroid that wiped out every single dinosaur across the entire world. I think it was a cluster of multiple asteroids hitting in various places, and that's why some places they have more, how do I say this, more dinosaur-like creatures. You know what I'm saying? Like more ancient type creatures than
Bro,
others.
you just want to talk about Florida some more because they got more alligators than anywhere else.
I mean, alligators are among the oldest creatures in the world. So fuck you, Adam.
For me, to comment on the Area 51 thing, I don't think Area 51 has aliens or has ever had aliens. I might have thought that like years ago, but not now. I don't think so. But the crater, I was watching a video, like I think it was the Science Channel. And they were talking about where they thought the Science Channel was talking about where they thought the dinosaur extinction event crater, or God, you guys fucking doing that. It's just like
We're just trying to tell you talk louder,
Okay.
bro. Look, it looked like a flat line on Audacity.
Okay, I just gotta scoot forward then. Okay, so the dinosaur extinction event crater happened somewhere in Mexico, I believe, in the Gulf of Mexico, in that sort of area, and there is a lot of evidence if you look at like the geography of it, and they do like a LiDAR scan, and they can see, okay, there are patterns here that are showing up in like a circle as if a giant asteroid hit the Earth, and if that asteroid hits and it's large enough, it can cause an extinction level event, right?
Yeah.
But to answer what Alex is talking about with regards to dinosaur more fossils being in some places than other places, that really just depends on the climate of the area, you know? So if the area, like, there's a reason there's oil reserves in some places and other places, because there's obviously going to be plant life in all sorts of places, but the way the continents move and what goes where is really dependent on the geography and the tectonics.
Shout
and all
out
that.
Pangea.
If you guys didn't know, James
Sort
is
of
a geography major. He's kind of a nerd about it. So
I'm really into maps.
Fucking Poindexter.
fucking loser.
I have a map of the Metro of Barcelona hanging in my room. I have my girlfriend Lindsay bought me a Washington D.C. like Metro map, like the full size one. I can't wait to hang that up.
Bro, how the fuck is this relevant?
Because she talked about maps, and I love maps, and I think they're so cool because it's like an art piece, but it's like it provides information. Anyway, back to Pangea.
I'm gonna send you a fucking thermal picture of my cock and tell me that that's art, bro. Just because it's a damn picture don't mean it's art.
It's a map of my penis.
You're gonna have to zoom in because I won't be able to see it on one.
Oh!
Man, that's why it's in thermal, because it's all gonna be cold around it, and then this little schmeagle right here gonna be bright orange.
Like a
got hella
bullseye,
blood in
like a
it.
bullseye.
Hell yeah.
Did you guys know
No,
Kim
you have the
Jong-un
big
loves
ball. I want the
Katy
big ball
Perry?
back.
I think you guys need to know that.
He's gay?
Ah.
No, he loves Katy Perry.
Oh. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag floating in the wind, wanting to start again?
Bing bong.
Bing bong, bing bong.
Bing bong,
Bing bong.
motherfuckers. Pinky's up for this one. You fancy fucks.
When in doubt, pinky's out.
Yeah.
Woo. We're
ever-
moving on to the next one.
If you ever look at like a nighttime satellite view of the world, everywhere like modern countries are lit up, except for if you look at, you can see South Korea very clearly, well lit. Pyongyang is the dot in North Korea.
All right, so we're gonna move on because we literally talked about how we don't want to spend over like a minute and a half talking about each subject, and the last one went on. Not that many, but like these are the basics. These are we're supposed to get through quickly. You're just like you believe in it, you don't. Why do you believe in it or not?
Oh shit.
So the next one is chemtrails. Do y'all know what those are?
No.
Yeah.
So like
not.
when planes fly by, they leave those
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
trails.
yeah.
Do you think that is the government trying to poison people?
No.
No.
You know what it is?
Water vapor.
No water vapor, bro. It wouldn't stay there that long if it was.
It is water.
I don't think it's
Exactly
the
what clouds are.
Those are fucking clouds. Clouds.
Exactly what fucking clouds are.
Me and Alex.
took a
you're
meteorology class.
telling me a
and we
plane-
know how clouds form. It
You're
needs
tell-
dust. And that dust the particles that come out the back of the plane from a jet engine, the water vapor that's in the air attaches
Piss that people piss in planes.
It
comes out.
condenses onto the particles on the back of the plane and creates a trail.
So in a way,
It's like
yes,
a
it
cloud.
is. So in a way, yes,
Right.
it is poison because it is probably piss and shit and all that good
No,
stuff.
that
I
goes
just-
into a tank.
I just feel like it would be so
does.
hard for a plane to generate that as much as a cloud.
Because I've took some pretty hard dumps on a plane, and those would have hit the ground, and I didn't hear a news story about it.
James, have you ever clogged
Wait,
an airplane toilet?
What James is talking about, I wanted to talk about. I don't think they're purposely meant to poison people. I don't think the government is like, yo, let's drop some shit that'll poison people.
Oh, that's what
But
I thought you meant.
No,
Okay,
that's what the
okay.
conspiracy theory is. But I think that there is a good potential that it could poison people, even though that's not its
I
intended.
think it's
Poison
such a
people.
minimal
It's
amount.
like, bro,
that it
you're
doesn't
putting so
affect
much
us.
oil into or like gasoline.
It's
I
like
think it's such a minimal
car
amount.
exhaust
Yeah.
because they burn. It's jet fuel. They just burn.
Yeah,
it.
but do you know how much car exhaust would go through a jet in a normal flight?
Yeah, but they go
Yeah.
so quick. It's like it's almost at the same like rate.
It's if
Per-
you were to
per
drive
capita.
if you were to drive from
That
here to
makes sense.
California, you would have more carbon emissions than if you were to fly from here to California on a regular jetliner,
Yeah.
because you plus all those people and the carbon emissions on that plane divided against all of you getting to that location are
If
less.
a single car drove,
Yes,
would
because
be
it's
more
less
than a
fuel
single
efficient.
plane?
A single plane, because
No,
you
no.
divide the carbon emissions up amongst all the passengers.
I'm
Because
saying
your car
a
can't
single
see
car.
If a group of cars filled with the same amount
That a
of
plane would have.
passengers that a plane would have, a plane would be less carbon emissions.
Yes.
But I would bet everything that I've ever made or will make in life that more people travel by plane than a caravan of people would travel from Virginia to California.
Because it's more economical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. It's literally just economics in that sense.
Yeah, but add it up, it would be way more people flying than
But
driving.
people are going to have to go there anyway. Like, are you just
Yeah.
going to say the airline industry needs to disappear?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's better than cars would be,
Yeah, for sure.
technically. But realistically, people don't just drive from the East Coast to the West Coast.
I don't think
No.
any of us are saying it's great for the environment or anything.
But do you
it's
think it
better.
would be poisoning people?
No.
Poisoning people is like a stretch.
I mean,
I think it's
bad. Yeah.
bad. I think it's not
bad.
great.
It's just
Poisoning
as bad.
the environment.
It's just as bad as
to
a
an
factory.
extent. Yeah, to an extent.
It's just as bad as a factory without a carbon scrubber. It's just as bad as your car.
Yeah.
You know?
Companies produce way more waste than the average consumer does. So whenever people are like, "Oh, I don't use plastic straws," no one gives a fuck. You're
Fuck
not
the
a
turtles.
fucking multi-billion-dollar company spewing oil
Isn't
into
it
the.
like the top 100 company? Like, there's only there's 100 companies that produce 71% of the emissions on the earth,
Probably
or the waste.
that's literally.
But do you like?
Fuck, I
there's-
forget what it's called, but it's almost everything in nature follows an 80-20 path. So 80% of anything is produced by 20%. So out of all the money in the world, 80% of the money that is in the entire world, 20% of the population owns it. 80% of population is produced by 20% of people. I learned it in business class. Like, it's an actual thing.
What
If
a
you
joke.
follow
business class,
if you follow anything, the wealth in the U.S., 80% of the wealth comes from 20% of the population.
I thought it was 99%. Or am I wrong?
yeah, after
I don't
Jeff
know.
Bezos
And his wife.
and his
Shout out to his wife.
Facts.
Good
His
for
rich
you,
ass wife.
Mhm.
No, but it's an actual
Fuck
thing.
yeah,
I forget what
dude.
it's called. I'll
She
flash
got her
it.
bag.
I'll
and
flash
she was
it right now.
instrumental to the growth of that company.
Yeah, she ain't no gold digger. She was
Uh-uh.
smart as fuck.
I didn't
Hell
realize this. I was an ignorant person before Alex got me hip. I was like, oh yeah, this lady just took all this guy's money and he was the one doing all the hard work. And Alex was like, like the company wouldn't be where it is without her communicating with people, because he might have had like the coding experience and the knowledge to like, hey, we should sell books online. Like, what's online? Because this is the 90s. Nobody has a computer that connects to the internet yet, right? Or they have like fucking dial-up.
She was a genius.
The company wouldn't be where it is today. She deserves her bag.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's a fact.
Next conspiracy theory.
9/11, easy one. You think that it was an inside job, or you think it was full on terrorism?
I don't know, dude. I think it's full on terror. Like, have you been to the 9/11 museum in New York?
See, that's the thing.
No, I have
That's
not.
That makes me like.
See,
It's so emotional. Every time I've gone there, I get emotional about it because it's like so terrible.
But is it emotional because of the government or emotional because of the
the
people?
human
So-
stories involved in that? I remember going there and they.
But someone whose family member died during 9/11 would have no idea if it was an inside job or not.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
So
is
the emotional
I would-
aspect of it,
I would agree that the emotional aspect of like the stories of like firefighters and everything has nothing to do with the
If it
fact
was
whether
inside
it
a
was
job or not.
Exactly. Because it's emotional
Because they don't
regardless
know.
of the fact. Exactly.
They did. If they were to do it because of an inside job, they would do it because it's emotional. But what I'm saying, like,
What?
well, they're gonna attack those buildings because it's like a strong point of the United States.
Who's they?
A bad
A terrorist
a
group.
terrorist organization.
Al Qaeda.
Al Qaeda. We talked about this earlier. They attacked the the Pentagon, the
Pentagon, World Trade
the
Center,
three things that make the
thing,
United
yeah.
States powerful: the financial system, the military, and then the bureaucracy. The fourth plane was headed for the White House or the Pentagon or the Capitol.
United 737. Not 737?
I don't know.
73? Yeah.
93. United 93. Good movie, actually. You guys should watch that.
Flight 93.
United
I'm going to
93.
bring up something that I already brought up, though, because it is a well-known fact that governments lie to incite war. Do you think that it would be something that the U.S. would want to do
I don't
to
think...
further
wanna
prove their
believe it,
point
though.
in being in the Middle East?
All right, I don't think... All right, this is where I stand on this. And I consider myself a pretty moderate person. So,
Fucking lib.
pretty moderate person. So I believe that 9/11 was real. It did happen, and it did cause for a lot of panic in the United States. Which
Can I say one thing real quick because I'm sounding ignorant when I talk? If you had a family member or anyone that you knew who died in it, I'm not saying that they didn't fucking die. That's fucking awful, and I feel for you, and I'm sorry. We're just talking about conspiracy theories. 9/11 as a government designed plan is a big thing. Well, fuck him.
Dude.
Answer it on yours, I guess. Kyle, I swear to fucking Christ, if you FaceTime us again.
I ordered.
I don't know why you like Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's is horseshit. I hate
like
Subway, and I'd rather order Subway than Jimmy John's.
Really?
Every time I drive him to tech, he's like, yo, let's stop in Harrisonburg and get Jimmy John's.
That's
First of all, go 4 hours without eating. Second of all, not stopping for Jimmy John's.
You're telling me to go 4 hours without eating?
Yes.
Shit needs upkeep, bro.
Yeah, Adam's fat, but Adam doesn't eat. It's weird.
Kyle, you got fatter titties than me in a month than I did in 4 years, you fuck.
That gut needs upkeep, bro. You're telling me you don't eat every 2 hours? Fuck
I
you.
don't.
Compliment, but thanks for dissing me.
I eat 1 meal a day, bruh.
That's a fucking Lardex meal, bro.
Adam, I just had your back, but you're a cunt.
Yo, what you eat, pussy? Man, you look like Mr. Robinson with your hair right now, you ugly ass.
Mr. Robinson?
I don't even know what that is, but that's what you look like.
This is Robinson, and there's Mr. Rogers. I don't know what you're trying to
No,
get
you
at.
look like Arthur in the No. Meet the Robinsons, bruh. Jonas Brothers head ass, bruh.
Ugly looking ass.
How's Joe Jonas's cock taste?
Can't even come with a comeback.
Hey, bruh, it's not my fault your Wi-Fi is so shit you can't hear what I say. Comcast head ass. Bro, you look like a fucking egg that grew toes, you head ass. But for real though, can you not FaceTime me until tomorrow? Don't FaceTime me till tomorrow.
Fuck you, Adam.
I don't even remember what we were fucking talking about at this point.
Jimmy John's and Subway.
You ain't gonna remember that we talked, but fuck you, Adam.
I will remember
Yeah.
because I'm
Oh,
not
come on,
fucking
I don't
blackout unlike you fucking fat cunt.
Oh, my plugged in?
Yeah.
Alright, thank you. So like,
Fucking dumbass.
fuck you for not wanting to stop in Harrisonburg for some Jimmy John's. First off.
Can you clap, James?
I hurt my balls.
So James just tried to clap with his
I'm
legs.
keeping it in the podcast. It's fucking happening.
And he clapped his nuts.
Kyle,
I tried to clap my thighs and then my balls were there. Who would have thought?
Kyle, for some reason, decided to FaceTime us for the 4th time, even though every time he's called, we told him to stop interrupting. So we're going to cut that shit out, and we told James to clap because James likes to clap to get the video and the audio in sync. For some reason, he clapped that ass with his thighs.
I went like this. I went like...
I hope the fuck that hurt your balls again, bro.
It didn't that time because I stood up.
Damn.
But the first time it did, I clapped my
Man,
balls.
my ball's too big. If I try to clap that shit, my thighs would have a dent in them.
No.
They would jiggle extra hard.
Hey, man. All right, so we've talked about super basic conspiracy theories.
I want to hear some.
We're talking about
next level
9/11,
shit.
bro.
I want to hear some next level shit. I'm done with 9/11.
Yeah, we're moving on to our favorite.
9/11 wasn't an inside job.
We're moving on to our favorite conspiracy theories. So I have two. One of them is going to be a podcast in the future, which is going to have to deal with the human brain as like a whole.
Okay.
But it is that we see colors differently. So my red is not the same as your red. Because when you're growing up, you learn in school, this is, let's see, this is red, right? This is blue.
This is white.
But how the fuck do you know that what I see as blue is what you see as blue? Because there is absolutely no way to describe a color besides the color
Calling
itself.
it blue.
You can't
You can
describe a color
it.
in any. The sky is blue. That doesn't mean that I see blue the way that you see red. There's absolutely no way to know. It's the same way that orangutans can't ask questions. Like, orangutans have been taught to speak sign language, but they can't ask questions because they don't know to. We don't know to describe colors a certain way. We don't know to think that other people see things differently. So we can't physically conjugate a way to describe a color or to think that we can. I don't know how the fuck we prove it, but we know that mantis shrimp see a bunch of different colors than us. But try to think of
mantis shrimp.
a type of shrimp.
In the ocean?
Yeah,
Are they large?
I don't know.
They sound scary.
Yeah,
Try to think of a color that doesn't exist. It is literally impossible.
magenta.
Yeah, that's a bullshit color.
Magenta is a real color.
No, that's a bullshit color.
Bullshit. It is
But you can
bullshit.
see magenta.
I doubt it.
I never
Bro,
seen
you never watched Blue's Clues? The character's literally named Magenta.
I never seen that hoe. I never met
I don't
her.
believe it.
I never met her.
You cannot think of a single color that you can't see because
What
your
about
brain.
turquoise?
Yeah, bro.
Bro,
Adam,
that is turquoise.
I don't know. what
that is
turquoise
blue. Fuck you. Adam grew up with the 64 crown box. Me, I grew up with the 8 crown box. I call things orange. People be like, "That's salmon."
Bro,
I'm like,
but
that's orange in my head. I'm like, that's orange. I'm like, that's orange, and they're like, that's salmon. I'm like, well,
But
I
you-
have 8.
but
I grew up with 8 crowns. Okay, I have 8 colors.
You seen my 64 box though?
No, did it have the pencil sharpener?
Oh.
Dead ass, I think I did have that.
Fuck you! I wanted that shit so bad.
This dude's rich. This dude's
Absolutely,
rich.
he's got a pool
He's-
table in the
he's
back. He's
fucking
rich. He's
filthy.
hustling.
Nah, but
people.
seriously, you can't think of a color that doesn't exist.
SMH. Yeah, because I probably haven't
Everybody-
seen it before. All I got is 8 colors, bro.
Wait.
You
Wait.
can't comprehend it. Your eyes can't see it, and you can't comprehend
Is
it.
black
There's like the visible spectrum.
Is
and I'm
black
seeing it,
the
whole
absence
spectrum.
of all color? Is black the absence? Fuck you guys. Is black the absence
you
of all
guys,
colors
I don't
or
know.
the presence of all colors?
Absence of any
No,
true
black is the combination of everything.
No,
I agree with
true
Adam on
black.
this.
White is the lack of color.
I agree.
No, white is a reflection of all colors.
No, I agree with
It's the
Adam.
other way.
I'm
It's the other way
If
around.
you mixed every color in the world, what the fuck is gonna come out? White or black, James?
Black.
I'm saying true black.
This is gonna take hella long to. One is gonna be a super long fucking video. 2 is gonna take me forever to fucking edit. So I'm gonna
clapped and
I'm
like all the parts, you know.
Yeah, but still, it's gonna be forever, bro. I gotta still scroll through and find the claps. So we're gonna move on to my second favorite conspiracy theory, which is T-Rex arms are backwards.
What?
Whenever you go to a museum, T-Rex arms are backwards.
How's
Because-
that a conspiracy theory?
These fuckers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because T-Rex don't have little small arms that mean nothing. So you guys are both aware that scientists believe that dinosaurs are closer to birds than anything else, right?
T-Rex and
allegedly.
chickens are the closest related things.
If you look at
What about crocodiles or alligators?
T-Rex and chickens are the closest related things.
So like alligators and chickens are cousins?
No.
I thought alligators were from the dinosaur era. Like, 'cause
Yeah,
that's
that
why
doesn't mean
that's
they're
why
They
related.
are, but James, you're from the same era as a salamander. What the fuck you have in common with a salamander? Nothing.
Good point. That was a good point.
I was gonna say
That's a good point.
thank you for saying I have nothing in common with a salamander. I was gonna say I'm dumb, like a salamander.
Yeah, you got the same brain size, but that's it.
I got this small brain and a big
So
head.
what are
It
you
kind
saying?
of rattles around. That's
Adam,
why I'm
what are
always
you saying
concussed.
here?
I'm gonna flash it on the screen right now. A picture of an ostrich skeleton.
Are you saying I look like an ostrich?
No. So T-Rexes, it's believed that they had these little scrawny arms out the front, right?
Allegedly.
An ostrich, if you look at the skeleton of an ostrich, they have these little scrawny arms coming out the back,
'Cause
which
that's
turn
their
into
wings.
exactly. They turn into wings. If T-Rexes are related to
So
birds,
you think T-Rexes had flightless wings?
They were
yes,
penguins.
they had big flightless wings. Because why the fuck would they have this? Which they would have died off way before. That's literally entire Darwinism.
They didn't have the time to
When you say it
evolutionize.
No, they were still alive for thousands
When you
of
say
years,
it
millions
like-
of years.
when you say it like that,
They weren't
though,
alive for 100 years. They went through multi-generations. Why would they keep little useless arms when they could have little useless arms that sprouted into feathers to have wings?
But when you
I do believe they had feathers. I do believe they had feathers. I think all the other projections of dinosaurs are wrong.
It sucks because you guys can't see it right now, but for the podcast, I'm going to have a side-by-side of an ostrich skeleton and a T-Rex skeleton because it's literally like the same fucking thing. Long-ass legs, a thick body, extending out, protruded out at the front, but the T-Rex is like this and the ostrich is like this.
I believe it because chickens are pretty much what?
Yeah.
Nearly flightless?
Mhm.
I mean, they can fly, but it's pretty shitty. Like, it's pretty fucking despicable.
So imagine
But-
this. I'm imagining a chicken with the feathers and it pecks like this, and I'm
Imagine
also
if people-
imagining every visualization of like the scaly reptilian T-Rex I've ever seen, and they have the big head and the body, and then the tail that balances them out, and then the big fucking legs and these little arms, and that's pretty much kind of the same body type as a chicken except for the wings, you know. And then the T-Rex kind of
I feel like it
big
wasn't
bite
so
out
much pecking.
peck. It bites at things. It's not really a peck, but it has that same kind of like the fulcrum at the hips with like the big head and then the tail, and it kind of goes, whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, you know.
Imagine
That's what I'm
if you
imagining, and now that you've said that, it kind of makes sense because they like imagine a T-Rex scaled down with feathers. That's a
Yeah,
chicken.
imagine if you seen a naked ass chicken, but it wasn't like a chicken breast, so the wings weren't automatically like this. You just have the bones from a chicken,
Yeah.
like a full body chicken. You would assume it's like a human and its arms go forward, right? That's how you would.
But also
Build it.
How like what else is going into this? Because obviously it can't just be the bone structure. Like obviously they're gonna try and do DNA tests. What if the DNA tests showed up? How are they related?
Well, scientists already believe that dinosaurs are closely related to chickens. Also, it's widely believed that T-Rexes sound more like geese than a roar.
I guess that's a Jurassic Park thing, right?
Yeah, because media was like, oh, fuck, these dinosaurs are these dragons, essentially, that roar and are terrifying.
Yeah. Are bats' bones hollow?
I don't know.
I just want to say, like,
Bro, I don't even know how to
The
fucking know
reptile-
birds' bones are hollow. Who the fuck knows that?
because that's how they are. You know, their skeleton, their bones are hollow. That's
How
they're
many
brittle.
birds do you kill?
Not a lot. I never.
Bruh,
Chickens. I
Sesame
eat
Street
chicken.
is dead because James killed Big Bird.
Nah, that dude couldn't.
You head ass?
Big Bird is a dinosaur. That's a fact.
James is Big Bird.
Bro,
Big
that
Bird.
ass though, Big Bird looked like a T-Rex without them little scrawny arms.
I mean,
How you gonna argue it?
talk about conspiracy theories.
Big person
Sesame Street is trying to tell us something.
Honestly, though, and Elmo is a fucking Muppet. I don't know what the fuck I just said.
Yeah.
Never mind, don't listen to me. We're going to do one more bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, and then I'm going to give up my last point, and we're going to end this shit because we've been recording for an hour and 50 minutes. I have no idea how fucked long this episode is.
You're gonna have to do a lot of editing.
I'm going to have to do hella editing, and it's probably going to be an hour and 20 minutes. This is probably going to be our longest fucking episode yet.
I'm sorry, everybody.
So if you've sat through all the horse shit that we fucking talked about, trust me, you're going to need alcohol. I need alcohol, and I'm the one spewing bullshit out of my mouth.
Bing
So
bong. Bing
5
bong.
seconds of chugging.
Oh, I said
Bing
bing
bong.
bing bong, bing bong.
Shout out to the boys. Shout out to alcohol makers and fucking 5 seconds
Actually,
of chugging.
shout out to Victory Brewing because, or it's New Belgium that makes this.
Shout out to Natty Light. That's who we're going for the sponsorship, not
New
whoever the
Belgium.
fuck you just said.
Bud Light, if you
Voodoo
guys want
Ranger
to.
is a delicious beer.
Any of the alcohol
3,
sponsors.
2, 1, 2. All right. So to end this episode off, before we do the closing remarks, I want to tell you guys a conspiracy theory that I thought of on my own. And I want to see what you guys think of it.
Huh.
I've tweeted it out, so you guys might have seen the tweet already, but my idea is that aliens have technology to detect cameras,
Yes.
but it's only for newer cameras. So they only have the technology to detect high quality cameras, which is why whenever there's a UFO video, it's always super blurry, super shit quality. Because they're detecting cameras, which is why they don't fly near the earth when a camera's pointed at the sky. But they can't detect these shitty old flip phones, and that's why those are the videos that get
How much?
capture
Alright,
them.
Alright, this
So-
might sound dumb, but how much different is the technology in the cameras?
It's literally just detect. It's like, it's a small little
Flip phones
thing.
are probably 240 to 480p. My
No,
phone
well,
records in
that's just-
4K.
That's just the density of like the sensor. So
That's what I'm saying.
A camera is pretty much
So it can
you have a
detect like a
sensor and then a little aperture that opens and it goes boop boop, and then the sensor like takes a reading in a pixel format. So like all these pixels, it takes a reading and then it saves the reading of the like the light it detects. And I have to very disagree with you on that one because
I gotta disagree
there is
as well.
what like alien.
Why?
Well, because simply that can't. It doesn't matter.
You're telling me that a flip phone Motorola Razr camera can record at the same quality as my iPhone XR?
It
No.
cannot, but it records the same way just by detecting.
Records the same way.
Yes, by detecting the light. So that's why every Bigfoot video you've ever seen is blurry because it makes it more believable, and you can't see the zipper on the back of the fucking costume.
My negation to the Bigfoot thing is Bigfoots exist in areas where people would still have flip phones, so they don't need to detect shitty cameras. That is just
I hate
where
you
they
so much
exist.
right now.
Wait. You're telling me Bigfoots
my-
only exist in remote areas? Then how the fuck does
Well,
James
you're gonna-
live in fucking DC?
I was about to say, what the fuck? You seen a Bigfoot in New York? All right. But since we've been recording for we're fucking close to 2 hours. I don't know how long this fucking video is going to be. It's probably going to be an hour and a half at least. So if you have listened to the fucking end of this and you have heard my wonderful conspiracy theory, first of all, let me know what you think because these two are haters.
It's the shittest conspiracy theory I've ever heard.
How?
Like, I've heard a lot of shittest conspiracy theories because cameras work the same way from when they were invented to right now. They literally open up an aperture and then a sensor detects the light
saying
and
they
then
work
it saves what the fuck the sensor sees.
I'm not saying that they work in different ways. I'm saying that maybe their technology only detects the ones that are high quality.
How are they going to determine what's high quality and what's not? By the
Oh, fuck
pixel
it. How the
count?
hell do you detect if they're high quality or not? With your
I can
eyeballs.
fucking look at it.
Yeah, maybe the technology looks at
This
that
shit doesn't give off a signal like that.
Wait. So
I'm
why?
not saying it's a
why
signal.
didn't we get more alien sightings when the camera quality was lower?
Because they couldn't detect our shitty level of quality.
How would they even know what we're using?
How the hell
How do
you
we-
know what alien technology can detect?
That's what I'm saying. How do you, like,
It's just a theory, bruh.
it's the shittest theory I've ever met.
Can I just express that this theory sucks, but Paul McCartney is dead? That's my theory. Fuck you guys if you don't believe Paul McCartney is dead.
Wait, let's hear
Bro,
this theory.
I just want to say real quick,
The
the
podcast
theory
is
that
already
I
2
just
hours
proposed is better than, like, it's better than fucking, I can't say better than 9/11.
Marcus-
It's better than chemtrails. It's better than whatever fuck I said before chemtrails. That's all you need.
My,
Paul
cons-
McCartney's dead though.
my conspiracy theory is that
People know Paul McCartney's dead.
somehow the government has more
Exactly.
control. Like, my conspiracy theory is that there is almost like a cabal of like very powerful people. Like, this is related to the Jeffrey Epstein thing. Jeffrey Epstein was part of that like power. Yeah, that cabal, that like spidery network of
Shout
like
out
very
Rihanna, she
rich,
got me into
powerful
the
people
Illuminati.
that control every little thing. You know, I feel like every time I hear about something like somebody who's in power in some sort of government or company, like all those people are going to the same red carpet events, the same parties. They're all networking with each other, trying
They're
to
all
make more
sucking
money.
each other's pussy clits.
Yeah, and they're going to those fucking hooded events where they're all like having those orgies and shit.
Same. I've been there.
And they're doing all this fuck shit, and like they're manipulating the country in a way, and the world in a way that like us as normal people can't possibly understand. Like, there's a reason things are happening. Like, things that you see on the news that happen for reasons that aren't clear to us as regular citizens, but if you're part of these, like,
now that makes sense. But when we're talking about what aliens can detect,
you don't think that like people, rich and powerful people, manipulate what's going on in the
you
world?
don't think that rich and powerful aliens
They don't
can't
manipulate?
detect shit?
Fuck your aliens. I'm just talking about like the people, the bureaucrats, and the business executives that are manipulating the country and the world.
Did I stutter? Yeah, bro, you did.
I did stutter. Fuck you.
I cannot
Do you understand
stutter.
what I'm saying?
I cannot stutter enough.
7 years ago, I stuttered and a bitch shot me in the back
There's a reason Epstein is dead. It's because he knew too much.
7
It's
years
too
ago.
easy to just write it off.
Shut up. 7 years
Fuck.
ago, Paul McCartney died. And that's all I have to say about that.
All right. Man, we've had a lot of fucking cutting in this podcast. I apologize for that. Whatever fuck happens, either we said something that we regret or I had to fucking take a piss.
Adam, can you upload this as unlisted so I can listen to it and like be like, hey,
Yeah, sure.
thanks.
Everyone fucking takes pisses. So fuck you if you're upset with me, and everyone says shit that they regret. So tomorrow when we're sober and I'm fucking editing this video, and I'm like, oh, fuck. I probably didn't mean to call every single person that's watching this a fucking flaming homosexual. Get over it, you fuck. Don't listen to my podcast if you're not happy with it. We're humans. We're drinking. We're happy. So if you're watching this shit...
I'm not retarded.
Damn it, James. So I swear to fuck if you're still watching this, if you've gone through like 2 hours almost of our shit fucking podcast. First of all, what's wrong with you? Reevaluate your fucking life because you're a weirdo.
But thank you.
Yeah.
thank you.
We fuck with
We
you. You're a big
appreciate
ass
you.
fan. Shout out to another fucking podcast.
Yeah,
And two,
when are the shirts gonna be more comfy?
it got a little bit comfier in the wash, but not as comfy as I would hope. So
I mean, like,
we'll see. I gotta redesign it and re-put it on a different shirt.
I want
So,
like a sweatshirt.
all right. We'll work on that.
The merch is coming.
I want like a sweatshirt I can wear underneath a jean jacket. You know the look I'm looking for?
I know
No.
the fucking look you're looking for.
Alex knows.
But thank you guys for watching. This has been another fucking podcast, episode 4 or 5 or some shit. We talked about conspiracy theories. Let us know in the comments what the fuck you think of all the conspiracy theories we talked about. And let us know what the fuck your favorite conspiracy theory is. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Adam, Doba, and James on another fucking podcast. And we'll see you guys on Friday. I'm uploading an episode on Friday and on Saturday. So check both of them shits out. Later, bitches.
Love you guys.
I don't love you.